Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you a 4 vs 4 on Colombelles, and after multiple requests, here I am with the 12th SS-Panzer division. Now I think a lot of you guys wanted to see this after my latest battle group overview, where I focus on using the Panzer IVJs in Phase B now, so we'll have a go with that and see if I can make it work in this one. So Legend's going to be using his 352nd in the town. We're going to be seeing Seba in the centre with the 17th SS-Panzer Grenadier. I guess I'm actually probably going to take the left, because it looks like Bismarck's going to be taking the right with the 21st Panzer. So yeah, we'll go into the town then. Or the factory. It's not really a town. But we're going to start off with some Panzer Grens then. Not sure how deep I want to push this. We are against a 6th Airborne, 2nd Armoured French and 2 15th Infantry Divisions. 15th Infantry Divisions aren't so much of an issue. It's the 6th Airborne I'm worried about in close combat in this factory area if they decide to go for it. So we're going to have to watch out for that. What I'm likely to do though is just push this side of the factory, hold in the factory, and then push it on its right flank, because not many people actually defend this road very well. So we'll try and go for that. Meanwhile, let's get some troops down, because the game will probably start before I'm ready as usual. Right, let's get this guy up into there. Decent place to start. We'll have one go to the right side here, and then we'll have probably a couple of Panzergrens in the centre as well. And those ones will be with a Panzergrenführer. I'm just going to put them on the road here. Okay, so we'll have the Panzergrenführer at the back. I'm not going to push too far here. I'm just going to play it a bit safe, just because I don't want to get within that 100-meter engagement range that I was talking about. So we'll hold back where we can, and what we're going to do is have an AT gun on the left and one on the right. So we can't really let our AT guns die, so I've got to be careful about that. But otherwise, we should be okay. Right, let's go with that. And the other thing I'm tempted to do is bring in a Boiter Firefly, just because if a 15th Infantry Scots player does push this with like an ABRE or something, I'm going to be a bit screwed. We'll have to wait and see. Let's make sure we have a unit of recon here. We'll have some recon on the road as well. I'm going to need some infantry on the left side, so we'll drop them off. And we'll have our recon sort of drop off here as well. A recon in the end of there with the Panzergrenführer. And I'm also tempted to bring up Panzergrenführer to the left side as well. We'll just pop it into one of those buildings. Okay, we've got 50 points left. Let's just bring in a 259. Or I could save them actually, just in case I do need a Boiter Firefly. Yeah, we'll save the points for now. So we're quite infantry heavy from the start. But it's just really to get our grounding. I might even be able to push this guy up to the next one, and then we make a little bit of ground there. Just got to be careful of the fire support more than anything. I'm really hoping I'm not up against a 15th Infantry Scots, otherwise I'm going to have to wait 2 ticks to buy in a Firefly at this point. Firefly currently 200 points. Let's get the 222 into the centre. I mean, if we can push all the way up and get into the other side of the factory, that would work out quite nicely. It just depends if they let me. Looks like we might be able to get some units to the other side. It just depends. So far, so good. Right, let's have the AT gun come out onto the road so we can get line of sight onto these half tracks. Oh, we made it. Okay, cool. Right, let me move up the Panzergrenführer then. Looks like my opponent played quite far back. Gonna get the half-track out of line of sight there. Never mind. Bailed out. Alright, so we're gonna bring the T-22s over to the right side. We'll make sure the pack moves up here. We'll get the Aufpraller to move up as well to provide us with recon. May as well fall back that infantry squad because they're not gonna survive much. Okay, so we'll bring up another 259, I think. And then we'll wait until next tick to bring in a Firefly, because I think it's necessary to take on the M10s and all of these half-tracks and so on. Currently we're against Peter Subs, who is a 15th Infantry Scots player, and also Winters. Oh, okay, so the French player's on my left. Should have realised that already, but what can I do? In a little bit of a noob. We got ground in the factory, honestly. We're doing quite well here. I'm not entirely sure why I was allowed to. Maybe the French player was assigned this side and wasn't confident in pushing in with like Nuevo or something early on. But I think what I can probably do is get this 222 to push quite hard. Okay. The other thing I could do is bring in a mortar half-track, but the Firefly first. Tempted to bring it over to the left side to take on the M10, but the M10 has a good chance of taking out the Firefly, so there's not really much point in doing that. We're going to have to fall them back again. There's the AT gun. Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, at least we had a go. It's down to 2 health. If we could have taken that out, it would have been perfect. This 10 AP pack 38 hopefully can force that M10 to fall back, or even just kill it would be ideal. What I want to do here is kill off the AT gun and then just bring in another half-track down the road to compensate. We're going to have to fall back with that. Cool. That's fine. Let's just jump across into the next building because they're going to start to advance on me with the half-tracks. We won't be able to take out this 2-inch carrier. Oh, we missed. Of course we did. Okay, so this area is actually being defended, which is something. Yeah, another one gone. It's a 3-star 6-pounder, so it's no surprise that it does hit us one shot. It's just annoying. Because technically the 20mm autocannon should be more than enough to take care of it. So we're not doing too well. I mean, our losses are not great at all. Ah, nice. Okay, he took out the 6-pounder there. We forced it back enough for Seba to hit it with the 18, the IG-18 there. Cool. Right, so what we want to do in the middle here is get like a Panzer II to come join our Beta Firefly, and we'll take on these M5A1s. Got to be careful of the 57mm here. It does have 1,000 meter range, but if we can get the Beta Firefly over into line of sight, should work out quite nicely. Just going to have the half-track roll up the road, and they can help out, take out the rifle leader here. Don't want to get too close with the half-track, because otherwise we'll be hit by the Piet, but if he's falling back, then that's fine by me. Okay, so there's another AT gun there. Those Panzer guns might actually die. Yeah, they did. But we can probably take out the rifle leader, and if we do, then we can continue to push through on the road. I'll bring up the boy to Cromwell as well. I think we got line of sight onto the M5A1. Yes, we have. Good stuff. Let's continue to push forwards here. Surprised the French player hasn't come over. Just completely neglected the left flank, honestly. I'm not being punished at all. I just got to pin down the 6-pounder there, and we can maybe pin down the rifles as well. That would be good. Okay, never mind. Right, we took out one of the M5A1s. That's good. If I bring my boy to Cromwell up the road here, we can use that to take out the 57mm AT gun from range. Looks like we caught out the 6-pounder there. Going to bring up another unit of Panzer guns to push the road. I'm a bit worried about this left side. Just because they could push it very hard. But they're not at the moment. I think people get war game syndrome quite a lot in this game, where they believe there is more than there actually is. But yeah, until I see these guys start to actually push forwards hard, I'm not going to bother trying to compensate for that. We'll just continue pushing elsewhere. I'm literally ignoring like an entire player on the left flank, and we're double teaming this 15th Infantry Scots player. That's exactly what's happening at the moment. The only thing I need to be careful of is like getting hit by this 57mm. But if I can get line of sight onto it with the Cromwell, then I'll be okay. I should be able to soon. It's just a couple of annoying things in the way. Okay, Panzer Grenadiers there being pinned down. What I'm going to want to do is bring up 20mm autocannons just to help those out. Okay, cool. That weapon damage onto the Stuart, that's good. I'm going to be a bit careful with this push here that we've got going. It's very temperamental at the moment. Oh, and we are in range of the AT gun if we get into line of sight, so we've got to be careful with that as well. So yeah, moving this to 59 behind the tree line there just to help us out. Probably don't need it on return fire. Those guys are getting pinned down. I should have my command infantry coming up, but I've just been lazy. Alright, those Recce are dead. That's good. Let's unload here. Get the Panzergrens into position. Cool. Oh, this isn't good. Need to be careful of this 6-pounder getting into range. Let's bring the boy to Cromwell to the right side. I can't get line of sight onto this 57mm, so we'll just ignore it. It's quite funny in this game. It's amazing how much you can get away with by just not doing anything. Lost our half track to the 6-pounder, I believe. Just come over to the road with the boy to Cromwell, and then we can engage that. We should get line of sight somewhere. There's 2 more AT guns coming up here, so this is something that I had to be worried about. We'll bring up a Panzerwerfer. We can use that to engage. The 6-pounder's fallen back. We're not going to be able to get the kill shot with the boy to Cromwell. Alright, let's get these Aufkleider forwards, and that way we can get line of sight onto the AT guns coming up. And meanwhile, what we'll do is, I guess I may as well have the Firefly move up. since the AT gun's fallen back. Hopefully there's no line of sight from this side onto the Firefly. I don't think there is. I think he's behind the train there. So we can continue to fire down the road here. Although there's multiple 17-pounders coming up. Okay, so we're into phase B. What I'm going to do is bring up probably my Befehl Panzer IV for the left side. And that infantry that's pushing up, we're going to destroy it with the 259. Cool. So that's what I was looking for. We'll get into line of sight of this 57mm cannon with the Beuter Firefly. Make those guys fall back. That's the Beuter Cromwell, sorry. Right, Pack 38 is being hit by mortars because of the recon. But we took out that AT gun. That's one of two. Got to be aware of that. Got to keep count. Can't get line of sight here. And maybe we can hit the Nueve. Okay, so I'm going to want to bring up like a Jagdpanther really on the left side. And we'll use that to accompany the Panzer IV. We'll also bring up some infantry. Want to make sure that I paid for that before I bring in anything else. So we'll bring in 2 units of Panzergrens on that left side. Alright, so since there's so many AT guns here, we may as well fall back with our Firefly. I'll bring it over to the left. And we'll just concentrate on that area now. Cool. I'm going to have my Panzergren Führer move up so that we get the veterancy onto the Panzergrens there. These guys should fall back because otherwise they're just going to surrender. Okay, never mind, they did anyway. Going to hit all of this artillery with my Panzerwerfer. Okay, cool. What's the range on that? You got line of sight? I don't think he has. Go on, Panzer IV, hit your mark. Okay, so the unvetted M10 one-shot my Panzer IV. Good stuff. We are still winning in terms of territory, but that was not ideal. The Panzerwerfer sort of did the job there in stopping that artillery from firing, but didn't stop me losing that tank, unfortunately. So we'll bring up a Panzer II to join us instead. The Jagdpanzer has a much better chance of taking out the M10 than a Panzer IV does anyway. So that's an easy engagement for us. Cool. We didn't destroy the M10, but we took out half track next to it. I'm going to try and get a Panzergren to push up, and we'll have the Jagdpanzer sort of attack move forwards. What's this firing at? We need to be very careful of what that's firing at. Want to save this Beuter Cromwell. Going to bring it over to the left side just to assist us. We may as well reinforce the town a little bit, I think, just in case, but they're mainly pushing on this left side. Okay, the M4A3 got a snapshot onto my Beuter Cromwell, and that sucks. Alright, so another Jagdpanzer it is. Make sure to hit their artillery with our Panzerwerfer, wherever it's coming from. The other thing we could do is use the Panzerwerfer to hit like these 25-pounders and so on. I could bring up one to the right side, but I'm definitely just going to save him out of the Jagdpanzer for now. Just because these are so good. Let's just have the Panzergrens just run straight because they're taking their sweet time. We'll hit the M10 there. Crew knocked out. Great. Hopefully we have a chance to kill it. Okay, or we could miss. Got 6 accuracy, 3-star veterancy, and it misses. They one-shot me with no veterancy. Seems legit. Right, let's carry on anyway. Let's not let the RNG get us down. They're bringing up another M10, and this is the beauty of playing against the 2nd Armoured, especially as the 12th SS. They work very well against the 2nd Armoured because the 2nd Armoured don't have anything that can deal with the Jagdpanzers. They just don't, which is fantastic. Let alone Boiter Fireflies. Right, let's bring back this Panzerwerfer. We'll bring in another supply and another Panzerwerfer if we have one available. Yes, we do. And those can be used to take on the 25-pounders. Because I think we will be in range. Ideally, I want to get my 259 over to the left. Okay, Spitfire Mark 9 coming in. That's going to force us to fall back, but we do have the line of sight with the Firefly. Come on. Oh, god damn it. Alright. So we'll bring in some anti-air. Probably just a couple of these Flak 36s will do the job. We have another Jagdpanzer here anyway, so. And also we have our Pak 38. Let's make sure that's in range. Cool. Oh, that Jagdpanzer fell back for ages. Not that it matters. Right. So we'll unload that guy, get him into the building there. Our right flank is kind of collapsed, but I think that's just because he doesn't control the town. Actually, never mind, it's just an open fight over there. Should be rectified, actually, once he gets in his King Tiger, maybe. But depends if he has it. Wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, honestly. Get this 259 to come up as well. Okay, let's bring in the other anti-air here. May as well bring in the Wind as well. He's just going to keep bombing these Jagdpanzers. That one didn't even get fallen back that time. Cool. So I wouldn't be surprised if my 2nd Armoured counterpart is working with mostly Wolverines more than anything else. Like, not much AT. So I can probably afford to push up quite a lot with my infantry and so on. You can use the 259s to like support the infantry push. Just going to need to make sure that I have the resupply in order to do so. We can then also use the Panzerwerfer to help us push up. I'm going to bring the Firefly over to the left. Actually, maybe not. Let's bring it over to the right, because this M4A3 is going to the left. If we can get a decent shot onto the M4A3, that'd be fantastic. So I'm going to try and get into a flanking position there. I bumped into those Nueve again. Let's have this Jagdpanzer get into line of sight of the M4A2. Now ideally what he wants to do with this M4A2 is get it close, so get it behind this tree line, get out of line of sight of these Jagdpanzers. Otherwise he's just going to lose it like that, whereas if he was close range, he would have a decent chance of doing some damage. Alright, so the AA is not really far up enough. And that's actually going to kill off my Panzer II. That's rather rude, but we just took out, I think that was a priest or something. All Panzerwerfer getting hit there hard. Let's get out of there. Oh. Okay, lost track of that for a little bit, but should be okay. Bring up some half tracks now. They can be very useful for taking down the Nueve. This is a bit of a skewed sort of game, honestly. And they're just bombing out my 259s, which is rude. If we can get line of sight onto this M4A3, that would be good, because we can easily take that on from max range. Got to be careful of its snapshot. There we go, one shot. Boom. RNG returns to our favour. Okay. Right, just the idea here is to get the Panzerwerfer into range of the 25 pounders. So we're going to go for that hit there. They lost line of sight on it as far as I'm aware. And they don't have any infantry defending this far left side, so we can exploit that. I can push all the way up with the Jagdpanzers here. Just got to get these reinforcing half-tracks to join us. And what I'm going to do is bring in a Panzer IV-J, because we don't need anything heavier at the moment. Panzer IV-Js are cheap. And on the next tick, I'm probably bringing 2 more, so that would be really nice. Are we almost in range? I think we are. Only trouble is he can turn his attention to my Panzerwerfer at any point, so we'll probably go for a shot like here. Yep, here comes the 25 pounders. Hopefully they miss. Hopefully he's firing behind me. I think he is, yeah, nice. Are we getting into range? Yes we are, okay, cool. Here goes. Or if we can get a load of kills on 25 pounders. I just want to watch this. I mean, I've got stuff to do over here, but I want to watch how much damage we do. Oh, yes. Come on. Smack bang on like some of these 25 pounders, please. Oh, yes, we killed one. Nice. Good stuff, Panzerwerfer. Let's just retreat you. Right, now we can push forwards with these Panzergrens. I'm sorry, I just wanted to watch that. We are still winning, so there's no reason not to. Get into line of sight of this M5A1 and take that out for us, and we'll continue to push on the left side. Cool. Let's get the Belvin to move up. Another one shot, like it. And we're going to want to get units into buildings and half-tracks to help out as well, because they don't have anything to kill the half-tracks. Okay, both of them managed to get their bombs off, unfortunately. They bombed my Jagdpanzer again. I mean, it's all very well bombing my Jagdpanzer, but at least bring in something to, like, kill it off afterwards. Otherwise, it's kind of a wasted bombing strike. You're never going to kill it with the bombs. Like, it's a nice idea using bombers. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great idea to use bombers on tanks, but only if you have another tank there that can take advantage of it showing its side armor or something. So, yeah. Right, while this is reloading, I'm actually going to move it back up again. We'll try and get another shot onto the 25 pounders because they're still bunched up, they haven't learned. And I feel like I could probably just bring my Firefly over to the right side here and help out against these like Churchills, because I can't really use it here properly. I mean, it's fine to use the Panzer IVs because they're kind of expendable, but otherwise, not really. Right, let's bring in the MU-109. Maybe we can get a kill onto like the Spitfire. That would be good. That Spitfire's going to take a lot of damage anyway. Nice. They're going to try and engage me with the Spitfires there, but we do have plenty of AA. Okay, they have some as well. I think it's just a 50 cal though. Yeah, we'll disengage from that. Okay, cool. Right, so now it's the charge of the Panzer IV-Js. We're going to have these 232s follow the Panzer IV-Js as they move up. And we need to move forwards with our half-tracks, and we can move forwards with the Panzergrens, and we're really starting to break the back of this French player now. Okay, so the Panzerwerfer is dead. Double Typhoon AT. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, you can have that kill now. You wanted it that bad. Let's bring up this Panzerwerfer to the factory. There we go, didn't even get the bombs off that time, I love it. I might bring in another 88, actually, let's bring in the 88, that's a really good idea, because then I can get the slight stunning I need just beforehand for the Flak 36s to do the job. I'm also going to bring in a half-track here, or a munitions truck, sorry, to resupply the Flak 36. Okay. So I continue the push with the Panzer IVs. Panzer IVs have more than enough AP to do the job. So just waiting for him to hit the mark, really. And if any more bombers and stuff come in, we can just take full advantage with our Air Force now. We're well over halfway on our left side. Right, so here we go again. Spotted that AT gun, let's take that out with the Panzerwerfer so we don't get shot at any point. Nice, we got the shot off, and the 25 HE power bomb did actually take out my Jagdpanzer in the end. The Spitfire ones never will, but the Lightning ones will, so it's important to pin down those Lightnings beforehand. We're going to get on to the one that's falling back, just because the other one's going to be forced to fall back as well. Nice. Okay, we might actually lose our MU-109 here, but that's okay. Plenty of AA is available here. Cool. And look at that train coming down the road there. Loads of rifles. Okay, that MU-109 needs to fall back before it gets spawn wrecked by an enemy Spitfire. Okay, so let's unload the 88. That's in position. I can slowly roll up the riverbank. We'll have the Panzer IV move up here. These guys can keep rolling forwards. We may as well get the infantry in, so we'll bring up a couple more of those infantry squads. Cool. Yeah, look at that blob. It's lovely. I wish I could hit it with something. Oh, the Nebelwerfer coming in. This is Peter Subs with all of his infantry. What the hell? Why was this ever a good idea? Look how many men there are. I think I found my screenshot for this thumbnail. Jesus. That is a lot of infantry men. Christ. It's making my game lag. That was mainly the flames more than anything though. Bit concerned there's going to be like an AT gun up here, but I mean it's the French, so probably not. Now one thing to consider, I don't know if you guys are noticing it, but it's just like the knowledge of the decks. So I know that the French are relying on like these Shermans and also just the M10s, right? So I can play around that quite heavily. Like pushing forwards with my tanks like this is never a good idea, but in this case it's fine because I know what I'm up against. And we are going to be bombed to crap there. Multiple bombing strikes, but I guess the only way I'm really going to stop that is by hovering MU-109s all the time. So we'll bring in a second one. And what I'll do is like when that gets to like 3/4 fuel, bring in like the next one and then just keep them in the sky as much as I can. So move forwards. The Panzergrens there. The 232 was killed. I'm also going to bring in my last Wirbelwind. That should help out quite considerably. And I'm going to get this Panzer IV to actually move up behind the building there because they're coming at me with a tank very close range, I think. I can cover that off with The Panzergrens. Okay, maybe not. Off-map artillery is going to be hitting me. That's okay. I mean, we have some reinforcements coming up. But I'm just worried about this tank that's here. Alright, let's unload him. Get him into the building there. And then we can maybe jump him around. See if we can spot anything. Right, we've got to be careful of that Sherman. That's a 76mm Sherman. We need to have our Jagdpanzer move up on the left side there. Oh, we need to be careful with the half tracks as well. To have the Pioneer Fielder get into cover. Here we go again. More off map. Okay, so that's not a tank I actually need to worry about too much, which is good. Nice. Going for the bombing strike onto my 232 again. It's good that he's actually focusing the command vehicles. That's quite clever. But honestly, at the end of the day, I still have my Befehl-Panthers to move in. And the fact that I haven't had to use them yet is quite funny. Okay, well I've still got this Firefly here actually. I completely forgot about it. Just make sure that's on like an attack move. Cool. Oh, don't tell me we're going to be able to kill the M4A3 with the Panzergrens. That would be pretty tragic. Yep, we got it. Nice. Relying a lot on that Air Force. Bring in the rest of my ME-109s. Got my verbal winds here. Also got the Flak 36. There we go. Nice. Take out the Spitfire bomber as well. We did lose one ME-109, but sacrifice is more than worth it. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Another Spitfire coming in there just to save the day. What a shame. The Flak 88 isn't going to be enough to pin that down. Well, there goes the majority of my Air Force. We did get quite a lot of kills for the trouble, but those guys should fall back. Still making ground at the end of the day. They invested so many points into air that there's honestly not much substance on the ground. A mistake that a lot of people make. I need this Panzer IV to get round and just kill off the M4A2 there, because it's actually doing quite a lot of damage. God, these constant bombers. Right, try bombing a Befehl-Panther. That verbal wind's kind of wasting its ammo. Cool. Well, at least we got rid of it. Nice. Another M4A3 might suffer a Panzerfaust in the arse. Very nice. Here we go. That's just ridiculous. How he lets that happen twice in a row, I do not know. But either way, I'll take it. Is a blob of infantry still here? I think it is. We could probably pick up a few kills. Although I kind of want to go for the 25-pounders more than anything, although it looks like he's run out of ammunition, otherwise he'd probably be firing them. I just realised I've been seriously lacking recon throughout this game, but it's not really mattered. And we're going to run away with this Panzerwerfer, get it back into cover. Got a couple kills there onto rifle squads. But there goes another Sherman. And loads of ground made once again. Oh, got to be careful of that. I think we're just in range of the AT gun. Drive away. There we go, cool. Okay, that was close. But we're good. Well, I'm going to pick up that Flak 88. I'm actually going to move it up so that it acts as an AT gun against those Shermans. And meanwhile, I'm probably just going to bring in a couple more Panzer IVs to push the right side of the factory. Like, having this availability of tanks is so good. Not quite sure what's going on the far right here, but there we go. Legends, VulcanHDGaming could use some commands, so we'll go and do that. It looks like I lost my Firefly there. Completely just didn't pay attention to that, but it's fine. Too busy making ground on my side of the map. Completely circumnavigated his defences here, and all those AT guns, I think Peter Subs just like absolutely spammed the crap out of everything he was bringing in. May as well go for a push here actually. If I can keep out of line of sight of this AT gun with the 259, we can approach it and get really close. Okay, we pretty much reached the land spawn here anyway with the Panzer Grenadiers, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can move the Panzer Grenadiers down the forest. So that AT gun can't do anything at the moment. Good stuff. May as well have our half-tracks come over here as well. I may as well get this Flak 36 to move up. Cool. Let's try and get into this mansion. I was going to say to Panzer Faust those Shermans in the side armour, but after 38 minutes and 43 seconds, we are victorious, and my kill death is okay. I lost probably a lot more units than I had to. I was playing a bit carelessly throughout this game, but look at that. 4,538 kills to 1,000 losses for the 6th Airborne player. Must have been on the far right, doing a lot of damage to the 21st Panzer. But at least the 21st Panzer held on. He was in a pretty terrible position for like the entire game. But it didn't matter, as we took the ground we needed and won the game. So there you go. The kills for the Boys Firefly. I mean, it paid itself off before I sent it off to its death, so that's not too bad. This Boys Cromwell didn't do very well, though, after it got snapshotted by the M4A3. This VulcanHDGaming definitely paid itself off, and I love these VulcanHDGamers. They are so damn good, especially against the 2nd Armoured. I probably got the division to play against which was the best for me out of all of the Allied divisions, because they just don't have anything that can either deal with like the Jagdpanzers or Befehl Panthers. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have used Panzer IVJs against them, but I was just kind of proving a point that the Panzer IVJs can definitely pay themselves off. I mean, an M4A3 costs more than a Panzer IVJ. Same with all of these tanks. If they just go 1 for 1, they still pay themselves off, and that is the beauty of the Panzer IVs. Also, just having the sheer tank availability meant I didn't even have to rely on the Befehl Panthers and spend my income on those. Especially considering they were using so much like Air Force. Like, having my points spread out a bit is a lot better than just being able to have like one Befehl Panther focused down by like all of those bombers. And although the bombers may not have killed it, it would have like left the Befehl Panther vulnerable to side shots and stuff because it was pinned or whatever, or falling back. So there's all those things to worry about, but in general, that was a pretty nice game, honestly. It's interesting to play the 12th SS with like a different composition to normal, and hopefully you guys appreciated me showing off how the sort of new battle group overview deck that I showed off works. And it is really just reliant on those Panzer IVs. Like, just make sure that you use them. They're great value for money. just keep them with like a command. You saw me bringing the 232s. My opponent did a good job of getting rid of those with the bombers. But yeah, really enjoyed that one. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.